This renovation, like all others presented on our channel, is supervised by the Austrian Institute for Building Protection.
The primary reason for the presence of moisture in walls and floors is the absence of both horizontal and vertical waterproofing. These kinds of issues are most commonly observed in older structures. During bygone eras, there was neither the awareness nor the strict regulations to implement water-resistant insulation techniques. Perhaps beyond the initial consideration of selecting a reasonably dry location for a home. However, over time, the rapid growth of construction, particularly of new roads and tunnels, has led to the disruption of natural water flows. As a direct result of this, the hydrological conditions in numerous areas have significantly altered. Consequently, structural damage has emerged in many buildings, primarily caused by dampness and most notably by rising groundwater. This, in turn, necessitated the development of new forms of waterproof protection. However, even today, not all investors pay sufficient attention to this crucial problem. It's not uncommon, even in modern buildings, for the waterproofing of wall foundations or floor slabs to be treated as a secondary concern, yet it is always essential to ensure the construction of a slab and walls that are resistant to moisture wicking. For this purpose, they must of course be protected with vertical insulation from the outside. It's also worth immediately using insulation for concrete that shows high resistance to salt and chlorides found in groundwater. This can, over the years, dissolve the plasticizers of organic chemicals found in bituminous compounds and concrete. As a result of this process, pores are formed where water seeps in and damages building structures. Here we can choose between surface insulation made of roofing felt, which has lower durability, or mineral mortars that penetrate the walls and seal them throughout their entire thickness, even from the inside. Such signs of dampness appeared in the basement of the Volkskunde Museum in Graz. These had been observed in the building of this institution for many years. They manifested as detachment from the walls, paints, and plasters near the floors. In some places, this phenomenon occurred up to a height of 2 meters. The fight against the visible effects of moisture on the walls involved repairing damage in the plasters with deeply breathable mortars. It was believed that these would not block moisture within the wall, and their open diffusion structure would release it to the outside. In certain areas, where they particularly struggled to cope with the effects of water damage, especially at the entrance to the museum's basement, dry plasterboard construction was applied to the walls, simply to conceal the damp masonry. After some time, the building's administration decided to solve the problem once and for all. Especially since the provisional repairs, as they turned out to be, commissioned every 2 or 3 years, failed to deliver the desired outcome, and that's why our company was contacted. Furthermore, we had been highly recommended by another museum for which we had previously completed similar repair and waterproofing projects a few years prior. Notably, in Graz there were already 3 museums where we had previously provided such services, and the Volkskunde Museum became the 4th. During the technical audit preceding the service, we measured the moisture of the walls and floors using a touch gun device. It does not require the chipping away of damaged plaster, which was a significant advantage during the museum's regular operation when visitors were always welcomed. However, we scheduled a comprehensive renovation of the walls for the holiday season, precisely when the museum experiences its lowest visitor numbers. Going back to the audit, we concluded that previous repairs were done using standard technical knowledge, excluding NCT mortar techniques, which are an effective, purely mineral intervention in wall structures. A building expert who was commissioned by the investor likened it to the method of Roman mortars. To minimize the disruption of the work for the surrounding area, we suggested performing the renovation during the peak holiday period. Furthermore, for a period of 1 week, we closed the entire basement area to visitors and arranged entry to the exhibition spaces from a different side of the museum building. Let's add right away that the administration took over from us the full scope of works we had recommended. Firstly, the museum representatives wanted to get rid of the moisture problem once and for all. Secondly, for these renovation works, we provided a 30-year warranty for dry and mold-free wall surfaces. As for the renovation technique, we first mechanically chipped away the walls and then milled them to remove all the remnants of old organic mortars. After that, we thoroughly soaked them. And why did we do that? This is because it ensures the easy penetration of the deeply penetrating NCT crystal mortar into the wall using the spray method. Let's mention that an essential thing in facilities like basements is an adequate number of air purifiers. The goal is to prevent dust from contaminating ventilation systems during work. Therefore, during the demolition and grinding stages, our operations were accompanied by pumps with filters that remove dust from inside the basement area. Referring back to the mineral waterproofing solutions, we subsequently applied with the aid of trowels the NCT Seim insulation mortar and carefully smoothed it from the exterior to create a perfectly even and uniform surface using thermolime mineral plaster. It is responsible not only for the wall's aesthetics, but also insulates it and protects it from mold spores. For the next step, to create the decorative layer, we used paint, which was, of course, consistently mineral-based. Finally, we applied a spray of this very paint using the NCT Hydro product, which is based on water glass. Additionally, NCT Hydro fully protects the paint from any potential attack by algae, fungi, and mold. The coating's glassy structure prevents microorganism spores from forming within it. What was particularly characteristic of this renovation? Regarding the mineral mortar technique, there were no surprises here. We eliminated all materials based on organic chemistry and replaced them with strictly mineral ones. It's certainly worth noting that the work required the highest possible level of purity. They had to be carried out almost entirely dust-free and in the shortest possible time. This was done specifically to avoid exposing the paintings and sculptures displayed in the museum to any damage. Furthermore, we also took the extra step of sealing off the rooms where we were renovating from the others using plastic sheeting. The complete service took us a total of 2.5 weeks, encompassing the plastering, painting, and the reassembly of the stairs at the main entrance. In order to complete the renovation more swiftly, we also worked on Saturdays. What longevity will our renovation provide for the users of the Volkskunde Museum in Graz? The substrate preparation we discussed and the Roman plaster technology guarantee decades of durability and an aesthetic wall appearance. Furthermore, an additional effect besides drying the vertical partitions and protecting against mold is their reinforcement due to the formation of a dense network of crystals within them. Upon service acceptance, the museum administration was very pleased with the outcome, but also because the work was minimally disruptive and completed on time.
If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more construction tips. Thank you for watching and see you in the next project.